Namaste, beautiful beings. This is Belinda Pearl, and welcome to this Oracular guiding healing session. I was just pondering before I decided to do this, like, what is it that wants to come through? And my brain's been like so filled with all these potentialities. It feels like there is this voice that wants to be expressed, but the voice wants to be expressed in a way that it doesn't want to shout. It's like a whisper. It's like this tiny voice that comes from within. But it's showing you something that's not quite crystal clear. I don't know if you're noticing, like, you have this idea, maybe the way to stand in that place to get there, like the steps are unclear, but you can sense and feel that there's this potential that lives within inside you. And so I feel like we're being asked to realign our energy to come into a little bit more of our wholeness. Maybe we've been exploding our energy too much outward again. Maybe we've been exploding our energy a little bit more outward in this world where it's distracting us. And if you've been feeling distracted by like outer things, but they become, those outer things are these ideas or thoughts that we play in our head over and over again. And this energy is, it's misaligning. I don't know if this makes sense. And it's interesting because I'm holding a selenite ball in my hands, and I did a video earlier on for Leaf, and I was teaching, if you will, a little bit about selenite, like how we can practical applications of spiritual energy and esoteric tools in our life. And I was like, well, I can't repeat what I was sharing there, but I decided to, I totally forgot that I had this out and I wanted to show it, but I didn't. But then when I was about to do this and I was wondering what it was, I saw this ball like flickering, and I really wanted to be seen. I wanted to be shown. And I've had this for such a long time, probably over 20 something years, this particular ball here. And what I love about it is like these different like passageways in here, like we get drawn through. If you gaze into it, like you get drawn into it, like a different portal. And this is our thoughts too. If we get captured in a thought, we get lost in that portal of the thought for a while until something pushes us out. But the same here too. If I use my mind in a way that is connected to that idea or that feeling or that sensation, that I know that there's something greater, that there is something that in my mind is even beyond comprehension of being able to connect with it. But I gaze through here and I can just sense it in my body. I can sense in my field that I can step into that. And I think we're being presented with that type of energy, that there's this choice, if you will. Maybe that's what the astrology keeps showing. It's this choice. Like you can either stay in what was in the past. You can look at what's happening in this present moment and choose in this present moment what you want to take with you as you move into your future, if you will, what you want to bring with you and what you want to create. And so this idea they keep saying, like, is focusing your intention. This selenite ball, which I love, is like I can hold in my hands. I can use Reiki. I can use universal life force energy, healing energy, ki, and I can use my mind to bring my attention into the middle of the sphere and then use that energy to amplify it. So it becomes like a light, like it's like I'm lighting a torch in the universe and saying, like, this is mine. And as I do that, there's this sensation, and it's this combination of both energy and the crystal. And the energy in the crystal helps to amplify like the highest purpose that you are stepping into. It brings into alignment your energy field. And so that's a selenite, in fact, that's helping that, the realigning of your energetic body. So it feels like, as I've been called to the space to step more into it, just to bring more healing light in, to share these ways that we can do these practical, spiritual, esoteric tooling easily in our life, and how we can step more into our purpose by actually honoring the space that's opening up for us to step into. And I'm hoping this is making sense on some level. So please feel free to leave a comment below as you're watching this, even if it's like tomorrow or the next day or 3 months from now, from whenever it was posted. See if this is relevant and this makes sense. There's this idea about helping us, that we have the tools in our hands too. Like as I sit here, I'm like, this idea being transmitted through me is like, you have the tools in the hands. Everything that is yours, that is divine, is actually yours. It's only about you recognizing that they fall in your hands. And so having the courage and the confidence to take it up, the tools that are given to you, how they've been given to you, how can you step forward more into your potentiality? So I cleared this deck earlier on with the selenite wand, and I'm going to clear it again. I'll just show you what I did. Normally, if I'm using a deck a lot, I'll keep the selenite wands on the deck to clear the energy. But when I was clearing this, when I was doing the video for Leave, like I felt that there was a lot of energy in here, and I've used this deck for a really long time, and it's brought in a lot of healing. So I like to use selenites sometimes, depends what I'm doing, is to clear the deck. And so I'm just, any energies that have been attached to it from any thoughts or even words, or any energies that have been transmitted through it, I'm helping that deck stay crystal clear, so that as we work with it again, especially today, that the messages that come through will be right for you. So as you hear them, they will enlighten and delight and inspire you as you move through your days and through your worlds, making the right choices that we always do. So let's take a deep breath in. I'm going to shuffle the deck. Full breath out, just taking your time to breathe in and breathe out, and smile as you do so. Let's take another fresh breath. Let it all out, and let us see what is here, or it's been asked or shown. Oh my goodness. And so it says forgiveness, and I know this card has come up multiple times, but actually just before this, my afternoon was filled with teaching Reiki healing. And in the meditation that we were doing, in this heart healing meditation that we were doing, Quan Yin showed up, which is this being, this ascended master, if you will. And she represents so many different aspects. At least for me, I have a lot of personal connection to her as well. But she, in this card, she's in this violet and this yellow. But in the meditation, she was wearing this like shiny green and golds, and then she was just floating in this pink lotus. And here she's actually being carried on this dragon, which carries her across the ocean. And so it's like we're on this journey, because the end picture I saw in the healing was her sitting on this lotus, this pink lotus, floating on this still pond, which was so beautiful. Just the imagery was, you could feel it. But she's here to support. She's like, sometimes they call her a moon goddess. Like she supports us, especially upon the moon. So when we're working with moon energy, we can call upon her. But this idea of forgiveness is things that have been tugging on your heart. We can ask for assistance. We can ask our guides and our angels. We can ask Quan Yin to help us with the healing. So the things that you feel that you struggle with, especially in the world, the outer things that are happening. We may notice that the world is a little bit strange out there, and everybody's got an opinion. And whether or not you want to take a side or not, or if you want to find what is true to you, this idea about humanity's healing wants to come through. The astrology is helping that, showing us that this is what is happening. There's nothing that we can really do to prevent what is moving. So be part of the change, or what's that quote? Be the change you wish to see in the world. Is like, if you want to see a positive experience, maybe that's what we were getting at right at the beginning, is your intention, holding it in your hand, that potential energy that you wish to bring into the world. And there's this clearness, this enlightened mind, this way of clearing your thoughts and the way you're thinking. This is always a choice, but it's okay, we're human. We have to go through this life journey. Yeah, we've been carried on the dragon, this image of power. But in the image of power, there's this great serenity. It's like she knows where she's going. So she's kind of, you know, she's got this like soft face. She's not seemingly worrying about it. And she's looking at you too. That's the thing too. It's actually, maybe you can see, maybe then over the next day or two, or even the next week or month, as you listen to this message, maybe these images of her will come up, whether it's the name, you hear it, or it's the mantra, Mane Padme Hum, or it's, you know, colors that she arrives in, or maybe it's a dragon, or maybe it's a lotus. Maybe you see her or somebody speaks of her in some way. Notice that how she's coming and she's moving into your life and helping you to forgive everything that's in the past, so we can move into that place of this human life that we've chosen, which is forgiving, is giving into service, if you think of it from a greater perspective. So even how we use our words is so important. But let us cut the strings that attach us by our heart, or that are connected to any part of our being that is tethering us to something that is past, that is not allowing us to move forward. What are those things that keep us bound? How can we bring light and healing into this? So it feels like we're moving through doorways. And the reading that I did for Leaf, it was clearly that we're uplifting and we're moving through a doorway, through a portal. And I'm seeing this all the time. And this is really going to come through our human mind. Which side of the fence that you're wishing to play on? If we want to hold anger in our heart, that is what we'll have, right? We'll feel that anger burning inside of us. If we can let that anger go and use that anger as positive inspiration to get energy moving instead of holding onto it, so it doesn't bottle up and can become rage and hurtful. And knowing that our hearts are being touched and healed by this divine feminine that is rising. She's rising in all of us. She's like Kali Ma, where she can be ferocious, but she can also be Durga, this soft serenity with this presence that moves in, and the world will shift under your feet. She's also creative and she's beautiful in all ways, intelligent. Maybe it's us connecting also to that creative essence within inside of us. So see what is arising for you, what do you want to bring into the world, and how can you bring it in with more grace and ease. So hopefully that made some sense. You can also use selenite. You can also get it at Leaf, liveenlightenedfree.com. Or you can find a reading with me, belindapearl.com, at belindapearl.com. I look forward to seeing you all again next week. So from my heart to yours, may you always be blessed. Namaste.